I am going to tell you a story from my college years, and I have to preface it with the fact that I cannot find the original sources of this story. So you'll have to forgive me as I pull out just as much of it from my mind up here as well as my mind back there. So I did my undergraduate studies at the University of California, Berkeley. And if you're an American, some visual image likely popped in your head the moment I said Berkeley. For those who aren't familiar, Berkeley is well known for being a cradle of a bohemian culture. Berkeley gave us both the hippies and the nuclear bomb. Actually gave us a long list of very interesting contributions to the American culture actually. One of the ones that stands out in my memory to this day was this one former Pulitzer Prize winning journalist who wrote for the New York Times, who apparently gave up everything and just moved out to live in the People's Park right next to campus. From what I recall, this man gave up his career to spread the gospel on the philosophy he called the push. Let's say you wanted this fruit, but I also wanted it. What he proposed was that we place this down and we lean on each other and we would push. And here's the key part, we would give the amount of force that represented how much happiness this item would give us. If I could feel that you needed this more than I did, you should have it, and vice versa. It was like a physical manifestation of how much each person truly needed to reach happiness, which is sort of the whole point of having stuff. And that in the end, it would all sort itself out and we will all have enough. I realized that the problem that this philosophy was trying to solve was kind of an economic one. It was trying to deliver clear and transparent information between two parties in a negotiation. If you were honest in how much you pushed, we will all have the information we needed to distribute the resources needed to give everyone contentment. And immediately, of course, most of us will point to the part about being honest. Yes, if everyone was honest with each other in this world, if there was open transparency and sincere negotiations from all of us, yes, I agree that we would likely create a perfect world in which each of us got just enough of what we needed. And I imagine that while many of us are scoffing at this and wagging our fingers at the naivety of honesty, I am kinda interested more in asking why we aren't honest. I know we're not all honest, and that dishonesty and leveraging of asymmetrical information and all that jazz will continue as we jockey for our own personal gain. That's not the easy and obvious thing I want us to focus on. I want us to focus on the uncomfortable question of why we're not honest. This video is not aiming to solve dishonesty or get us to all hold hands and sing Kumbaya or whatever cliche there is on this topic. I just want us to face the obvious suboptimal situation we as the people have created for ourselves. We all know we're denying ourselves the long-term and greater happiness we could all have if we were sincere and transparent with each other. From you arguing with your siblings to world leaders with each other. I do feel that sometimes we as adults look at simple questions and gloss over them, kind of laugh at what is clearly a simple question that should only puzzle children. But I found that when I ask people to explicitly answer it, most of us freeze. I know I often do. Maybe the questions aren't so simple, or maybe we're just not that smart. Cynicism warning, I feel that we tend to pick the choice that hurts our egos the least. That man with the idea of the push, I don't know how I feel about his philosophy, but clearly he was committed, and clearly he was focusing on very fundamental problems. And just because I don't think he had the right answer doesn't mean that I don't hope that one day he proves me very wrong. You go, push man. But what do you think? Why do we as a people trade our long-term well-being for short-term comfort when it's so clearly inefficient? Or does this competition we have with each other actually does produce the greatest good for mankind? Sort of like, capitalism is the insane idea that the best for mankind springs forth from the worst in man. Don't try to guess my politics from that, I just like clever quotes. I hope you gain a slightly clearer understanding of yourself today. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next video.